Hmm. Hello there. Welcome to our nighttime learning session. This one's all about the Aurora Borealis, and we should be seeing it here soon. Sit down, take a seat, and if you want, we also have some baklava over here. You'll definitely want to have a little bit. This is freshly made. Ooh. So we got all types of flaky, nice sugary texture. Oh. I did wash my hands before this, so don't feel too weird about it. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that one. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Make sure to get one of these. Alright. I'm gonna set these down over here for you. Okay. Sure. So let's talk a little bit about the Aurora Borealis, which we're all here to see. The name Aurora Borealis was actually coined by Galileo Galilei in 1619, and Aurora comes from the Roman goddess of dawn, and then Boreas was the god of the north wind. So, the earliest sightings, though, they go back 30,000 years. They found a cave painting with the Aurora Borealis painted on the top. So, people have known about it for a long time. Because of that, there's obviously a lot of lore meant to explain what they couldn't understand with science back then. So, tonight, though, I wanted to explain a bit of the science. So, I brought these two visual aids to help explain this whole thing. So, here we have the sun. It's much bigger than the Earth, but using what I got. So, the sun has many atmospheric layers, just like Earth. In its outermost layer, it's called the corona. There it creates solar winds. So the solar winds will come towards Earth at very high speeds. And luckily, we have our magnetosphere, which stops it from coming and hurling directly into the Earth. Instead, it meets the magnetosphere, and then it goes towards the magnetic poles up at the top. And this is called the auroral zone. It also happens at the southern border, in the southern hemisphere. So, in this whole area, you can see Russia, Greenland, Canada, these experience the Aurora Borealis basically every day. So there are three big colors that you'll typically see in an Aurora Borealis. Number one, the most prominent, green. And the green will occur because the particles from the solar wind, they will interact with the oxygen in the air and create this color hue. Another color you'll often see is red. And similarly to green, red occurs when nitrogen mixes with the particles from the solar winds. The least common, but you will still see it most of the time, some of the time, is orange. And this happens when neon found in the air mixes with the particles from the solar winds. So, why is it happening in Arizona, you may ask? Because typically, it's just the polar ends of the Earth. The reason that it's happening now is because there have been many electromagnetic storms that have been occurring. The magnets that are in the air have been pulling the solar particles towards this part of the sky. And so we've been able to see it. But anyway, it should be happening here soon. Oh. There it is. Wow. How beautiful. Oh, wow. Well, to talk about how beautiful they are, rather than me just going around and saying, oh wow, how beautiful. I made a little collection of poems that I feel describes them in terms I couldn't do. So, the first one we're going to do is Aurora by Emily Dickinson. So, before I read any poem, I like to go over some of the hard words because, vocab was never one of my biggest strengths, and maybe it's not for you either. Don't feel bad about it. Not everybody knows every word. So, the first word is preconcerted, and that means arranged or organized in advance. Unconcerned means lack of worry. Sovereign means possessing supreme or ultimate power. Vaster attitudes means more grandiose. Strut upon my stem, I didn't understand that phrase. It means to walk over her own body. And then the last word is menagerie, and it means a strange or diverse collection of people or things. So this is Aurora by Emily Dickinson. A bronze and blaze, the north tonight, so adequate its forms, so preconcerted with itself, so distant to alarms, an unconcern so sovereign to universe or me. It paints my simple spirit with tints of majesty. till I take vaster attitudes and strut upon my stem, disdaining men and oxygen for arrogance of them. My splendors are menagerie, but their competeless show will entertain the centuries when I am long ago an island in dishonored grass, whom none but daisies know. It's so good. She loves to end with her dying. They actually don't know whether or not she actually saw the Aurora Borealis, because she lived her whole life in Boston, Massachusetts, but who knows? It could have happened. It's happening here in Arizona, so who knows? The next one is a little shorter. I have two more, but yeah, this is a short one, then a bit of a long one, so stay with me. And, watch the northern lights. They're all around us. So, The Northern Lights by Benjamin Franklin Taylor, and this one was written in the 1800s. To claim the Arctic came the sun, with banners of the burning zone. Unrolled upon their airy spars, they froze beneath the light of stars. And there they float, those streamers old, those northern lights forever cold. It was fun. Forever cold. Alright, this next one is An Aurora Borealis by George Crolly. And there's a few vocab words. So, zenith is the point in the sky directly above an observer. The term legions in line and orb, it's a Roman military tactic where you form a circular defensive. And then marshalry means commanding military services. Anon means at once. Fire-crested means having flames on your head. Bulwark is a solid wall-like structure raised for defense. Deluge is a flood. And chieftain is a leader of a tribe or clan. Okay. An Aurora Borealis by George Crolly. Last night I could not rest. The chamber's heat or some wild thoughts, the folly of the day, banished my sleep. So in the garden air I gazed upon the comet that then shone in midnight glory, dimming all the stars. At once a crimson blaze that made it pale flooded the north. I turned and saw in heaven two mighty armies, from the zenith star down to the earth, legions in line and orb, squadron and square, like earthly marshalry. Anon, as if trumpets spoke, banners of gold and purple were flung out. Fire-crested leaders swept along the lines, in both the gorgeous depths, like meeting seas, rolled to wild battle. Then they breathed a while, leaving the space between a sheet of gore stewed with torn standards, corpses, and crashed spears. But soon upon the horizon's belt arose moonlight, or richer, like the rising morn a bulwarked city. Rome, both armies joined, and like a deluge, rushed against the walls. One chieftain led both armies to the storm, till the proud capital in embers fell, and heaven was all on fire. It's a little violent, but that's what he saw. So, well, I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the night here and stay and enjoy watching the Aurora Borealis. Alright, have a good night and have a safe